You can either buy or build a talented workforce. But in our global workplaces, it is critical to continuously invest in its development. Can you identify some of your most innovative practices to keep your workforce ahead of the game? And I'll tell you why I ask this question, because it's very important for an educational institution to understand this question. We can only give you employees at a certain snapshot in time. It's your responsibility after them. We can prepare them for a certain stage, but the world is changing. And so what are you doing specifically in your workplace to keep this workforce ahead of the game?
Okay, I'll start. I think in terms of when you say innovative practices to keep development, we do all the traditional things that a lot of medium-sized companies like ours do in terms of training and development and manager training and functional training, and we have mentorship programs and we have knowledge network programs. So those are all kind of what most companies do. I think what we do that is really tied back to your comment on innovation is we also spend a lot of energy about trying to create an innovative culture and an innovative environment. So one of the ways that we do that is that we train on a user-centered innovation methodology that we use for product development, and we have several hundred of our employees who are certified in this practice, and we utilize this practice. And we actually create innovation spaces and rooms on our campuses. So you can go into a particular space in a room and it's reserved for innovation around different ideas on particular product development. So it's an area where people can congregate, where you have scientists with product managers, you can bring a customer in, you have whiteboards, you do, so it's really around fostering a level of innovation at the workplace. We also do a lot in terms of ensuring that we are keeping the best practices and ideas sharing. So we'll do a lot with internally bringing in experts, collaborating across the globe. We have an internal portal that we'll use and do collaborations that way. We bring in external speakers as well. We have a symposium where we actually share and talk about different ideas that are happening, because what we're doing isn't invented yet. And so back to Vince's point around the making sure that you're creating a new concept. Well, we're creating the future, and it hasn't been developed yet. So a big part of what we have to do to develop our workforce is to create that environment where innovation can happen. We also do give a lot of money and do joint ventures with a lot of our at the top institutions, Harvard, Stanford, Salk Institute, Johns Hopkins, lots and lots of collaborations where we're working on problems together and create really that culture of innovation.
Vince.
A couple things. Number one, all of our employees are required to have 100 hours of a year of skills development training. And I leave it to them to decide what skill they're going to develop and what training they're going to take. Another thing that we do in our company, and this is kind of interesting if you think about this, if you look at the kind of the world we live in, you talked about the world's flat. The study of sustainable design and sustainable principles is something that we take to heart. And what we found in our offices and the way our employees work is as they think about ways to be more sustainable. Remember, nature's figured it all out. The earth produces energy, clean water more elegantly than anything we've ever seen before. And so we have a special course that we have, one of our employees teaches on biomimicry in our office. And I don't know if you all know biomimicry, but it's basically the study of natural systems and then trying to integrate those natural systems into the working world. And what you find is just really amazingly innovative solutions to everything, right down to the kind of dishwashing detergent that we use in our office, which came from a research project one of our employees did on biomimicry and applied it to the operation of the office. Our new filing system, the way we file electronically, is a lesson that one of our employees learned from the study of electricity and nature. And the day they made that presentation, we changed our entire filing system. So I think what you do is you give employees the freedom to, you require them, let me rephrase this, so there's a heavy hand. You require them to go and increase their skills development, and then you direct them a little bit, and then you make sure that you make available the demand that says if you've got a great idea and you've enhanced your skill, use it inside of our office and inside of our company. And I think that loop tends to help us keep the best and the brightest.
Phyllis?
Now, we've had really good success with kind of throwing people in the deep end and seeing if they can swim. So going beyond on-the-job training and really looking for the potential in folks and then exploring whether or not they can live up to that potential. We tend to run very lean, and our CEO believes very strongly in pulling people out of different jobs and giving them opportunities on non-traditional projects. I've had some rather interesting conversations with him in the past couple of years about, are you sure you want that person on that particular project? But it's very interesting to see how when you challenge people, you put them out of their comfort zone, but then you challenge them to accomplish things, how 90% of them are going to rise to the challenge and perform extremely well and develop new skills in the process.
Irene?
Well, I don't have too much to add to what's already been said. We grow our talent, again, it's somewhat budget constrained, and we do all the pretty traditional things of training. Each employee has an allocation of a certain amount of money that they can use to choose training for themselves. Job swapping doesn't work in our organization because of the some of the very structured nature of the work we do in administering government-based programs. But again, as far as keeping the talent, it's a matter of understanding the needs of the employees and trying to meet them. So I don't need to repeat myself.
Keith?
Kind of like Vince, we believe in the carrot and the stick, a little bit of both. The stick approach is very easy because, as I said, DoD requires certain certifications at certain times, or else you're out of a job. So it's pretty easy for me to provide the training to our engineers and employees and say, it's up to you. You can get this Security Plus certification, A+, whatever it is that you need to get, and if you don't, we provide everything they need. Now on the carrot side, we try to foster an environment of innovation and learning. Once again, we're an employee-owned company, and we pay full tuition reimbursement as well as training for employees to go back to school for different classes. And when they do finish a particular class, they're encouraged to host a brown bag lunch so other employees can come in and learn what they've learned. We feel like that kind of honors what they've learned, and they can learn it better by then teaching it. And then my favorite part is when someone gets a degree, we have a happy hour. So it's all about the employees,
So you buy beer too?
I certainly do.
I was pretty good.